Hey guys, this is just a quick update on the grain season here in Israel. Um, I'm ready to make an announcement. The announcement is really simple. The barley is far from ready, and yet we are seeing, I am seeing, I don't know why I say we, I think that's a habit from my husband. It's got me in trouble. I, me, and myself, so that's the we. Have seen a lot of things that are not ready until later in the year being in full swing right now. One of the examples I gave you last time was about the thistles. Thistles are usually not as tall as they are in Jerusalem until around September. Here in the village, all of the redbud trees are in full swing. That usually happens as we approach Pesach, as well as when it's cold and rainy. We usually get some dormancy in the plants. We have things that are deciduous that completely drop their leaves, and we have things that are semi-deciduous. Among the deciduous plants are the almonds, the figs, the jacaranda or jacaranda, it depends on what side of the pond you're from. What else? Oh my goodness, we really have several trees that should have shed leaves, and none of them have. None of them have gone into dormancy. As a matter of fact, in this early part of December, the roses are in full bloom. The grapes are not in dormancy. I work part-time as a gardener, pruning gardens and cleaning things up and getting them ready for winter, what they think of as winter, the cold and rainy season. And we didn't have a time this year when the sap on the grapes have stopped running, not yet. And my grapevines are already putting on new leaves. And as I said, the roses that I pruned because they were supposed to go dormant, instead, because the pruning, they've shot up at least 8 inches, and they're gorgeous. They're beautifully in bloom. Again, these aren't my roses. These are one in someone's garden that I took care of. Yeah, so the jacaranda trees or the jacaranda trees, not only did they not shed, you can see on the bottom the leaves are yellow on the underneath of the tree where they started to do this, but on the tops of the trees there's lots of bright green leaves popping out. And in Tiberias, believe it or not, I even found some of those trees in bloom. And here in my yard, in my jacaranda trees, there were blooms hanging on from the previous year's efforts until we had the very heavy rains begin. So what I'm telling you is a lot of our normal things are beginning to be all mixed up. I don't know why, but they're not presenting in order. Things like the lupines and the I can't think of the other ones, but there's a series of 3 or 4 plants, and they come in succession. They all came up. They all showed up out of the earth at the same time. So, I can tell you also that my calla lilies and my daffodils are already up. This is December. Last year, the calla lilies bloomed just before Pesach, our Pesach. So the signs are all mishmashed. It's going to be a fun year. The only thing, and of course, we talked about the migratory birds, the cranes that we always look for during inspections. They came last month. Now that's all I've seen so far, but they came last month. So our signs are everywhere this year, and we're going to have to keep our nose to the grindstone and not get sidetracked by what all the other signs are doing. And we're going to have to really just specifically focus on where the barley's at. I have not been to the South. Probably will go take a look-see, just to look-see what's going on. I don't expect to see anything at all out of the boot in any stretch of the imagination because it's so short here in the North. but just to get a feel for what's going on down there ahead of time. I am going to go down there at some point and take a look and see. So that's the news. The news is a lot of the things that develop later in the year are happening now, and it's going to be a fun year. I love it when God mixes things up. It's exciting. It means we have to just watch and wait on Him. And if anything else comes up, I'll be sure to tell you about it and keep you posted.